I'm your host and MC, James Ross, and this is Quantum Leopard. This episode we have the wonderful Heidi Regan. Lots to chat here about rebellious wombs, the death of God, and way more about D&D than I was expecting, let's be honest. Content warnings on this set for pointing out that Santa isn't real, and if he was, then you shouldn't be liking him anyway, because he brings way more presents to rich kids than poor kids. The man is a Tory. Also for fertility, endometriosis, and the experience of homophobia. Enjoy!
Thank you guys, very welcoming. Nice to be back here. I think last time I was here was pre-pandemic, but very lovely back here. Most of you won't have seen me, so I'll introduce myself. Usually explain at the start, I'm Australian. I did want to woo when Dom, then he was like getting into the racism stuff. I'll keep it quiet. Maybe I can put on an accent for my set, but I can't do it. I've been living here about 15 years, and I've been doing stand-up here about 9 years. I never used to do any jokes about being Australian. I didn't want to be the stereotype just going like, oh, we've got big spiders. That kind of thing. But we do have... big spiders. I'm sick of hiding my truth. So I think you are a welcoming enough crowd that I can tonight finally talk about what is important to me, which is big spiders. I've just got one thing to say about because I've been thinking about lately, because I now live with my English wife, and I see very surprised. Thank you. But wait till you hear what she's like. No. But yeah, I live with my English wife. I now see the difference in attitude to spiders. Like when I lived in Australia, my attitude to spiders was very average, straight down the middle. I was like scared of the big ones, aroused by the small ones. Just same as we all are, yes. But now I live with the English person and I see the difference. So I'll be in the kitchen, she'll be in the bedroom, and I'll suddenly hear her go, oh my God, there's a massive spider. And I'll go running straight in, or walk briskly in, our flat is too small to build up to a run. I would slam into the wall at the end of the corridor. I haven't got that kind of turning circle. So I walk briskly in, ready to get the big spider like we do in Australia, with water tissues in one hand, bottle of chloroform in the other, so I can just grab him from behind and then just ease him down. Just be like, you're okay, buddy, sleep time. And I get in there, and my wife is standing on the bed pointing at the tiniest little spider who wouldn't hurt a fly, pun intended, yes, thank you. Yeah. And I look and I go, oh, to me, this spider, we speak very formally to one another. It's very adorable. I say, to me, this spider looks very small. And then my wife says, is that because you're standing further away? Because she knows I don't understand perspective. I was Australian. And I say, no, I'm saying in Australia, a spider like this would be considered very small and not scary. And then my wife says, oh, well, to me, an English person, this spider looks very big and scary. Are you following? It's quite complicated maths. Says, this spider looks very big and scary. And I say, well, then I guess to you, I must seem like some kind of a god. She says no, but she's thinking it. And it's great. I feel like I'm finally useful in the house. I used to feel pretty useless, but now I've got a role. I'm like the spider guy. On a slow week, I'll even go outside, get some spiders, bring them in, chuck them on a dinner plate. She'll go, ah! And I'll be like, is this guy bothering you? And yes, in that story, I come across as very brave and sexy to everyone in this room. You can't see, but they're all nodding behind you. But that's just because fear is relative, and I grew up in Australia with spiders. She's English, so she grew up with the monarchy, yes. So if she's in the kitchen and I'm in the bedroom and I suddenly see one of the members of the royal family just like crouched in the corner of our bedroom, just like clinging to the wall, like frozen alive, I'll be like, oh my God, there's a massive royal in here. And she'll come running in, like slams into the wall because she forgets her turning circle. Never listens. And then I'm standing on the bed pointing and she looks and just goes, Heidi, that's just like the Duchess of Argyle. She's very minor royal, nothing scary, very small. Just like calmly shoos her out of the room, you know. Come along, Mom. Traps her under a glass. It's a spider joke for the experts. So yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest about spiders. So thank you for letting me share, guys. What else can I tell you? I'm gay. I sprinkled some clues throughout there for the Sherlocks in the room. Well done, clever crowd if you spotted it. If you missed it, yes, the spider was a metaphor for my sexuality, lurking in the shadows. And the wife was more overt metaphor for my lesbian wife. So that was still a tough one. I'm nice. I'm pretty gay. I'm pretty gay. I took a long time to come out, and then once I did come out, it took me even longer to meet anyone. I'm not ashamed to say it took 6 years. I am ashamed to say it took 10 years, which is the actual figure, so that's why I round it down from 12. So it's very, yeah. But got a wife now. I got all by myself, no help from the government. So pretty proud of that. Thank you. Usually gets a standing ovation, but I thought you guys were supportive. We've been talking about babies lately, as in whether to have them, not just gossiping about people's children. Because of our situation, we get to decide which one of us would try to have the baby, which is a very modern, beautiful, modern conversation, which went like this. After you. Oh, no, after you. Until we went to see a doctor, he talked to us for less than 30 seconds before he pointed at me and went, not you. He had not taken any kind of medical history. I cannot stress that enough. I think he was just going off vibe. I'm not a doctor, but I think medicine is like 50% vibe assessing. And all that had happened is we had walked in and I was like, oh, this could be like a bit of an awkward situation. I will lighten it with my classic bants. So I made a joke somewhere in the realm of the Kat, my wife, her body is like a BMW, mine is like a second-hand Volvo, so maybe we should keep the BMW in the garage and drive the Volvo into a ravine. Yeah. Didn't get a laugh from the very serious nurse. And then the doctor said, it is my strong medical opinion that you should not be the biological mother. And I was like, okay, tough crowd. You know, I didn't think you guys would go with me on that one. I'm actually shocked. And I'm a little disappointed in you, to be honest. So, yeah. I think if we get to have kids, I'm always like, I don't know how good I'd be as like with the serious stuff. Like my parents, they were very serious parents. They're very like dutiful about being parents. That when I was little, they were very serious Christian parents. And so when they had kids, they were like, we want to be good Christian parents, so we are going to never lie to our children because the Christian church has never, ever lied. Yeah, that's a bit of satire, actually, from the Australian, yeah. But anyway, their first test came when I was about 4, and I came home and said, who's this Santa I keep hearing about? And Dad was ready, and he said, oh, so he's a bloke that, a filthy lie, that other adults make up to make Christmas seem more magical. But we want to give you the magic of trust and respect and cold, hard, clinical facts, like all 4-year-olds dream of. Which sounds like I didn't have as magical a Christmas, but I had the magic of being smug that I knew something that the other kids didn't know. And my parents, they were very smug about it as well. Like, if me or my brother lost a tooth, we would just hand it straight to Dad, and then he'd go, oh, and here's the same 20 cents that your friends get, but they think it comes from a tooth fairy. And we'd be like, what losers? Their lives are full of wonder. I'd hate to be them. But smug little Heidi didn't see any of the parallels. Like, my friends would sit there going like, oh, I must finish all my dinner so that Santa brings me presents at the end of the year. And I'd be like, it's a fucking scam. They're like manipulating your behavior with this like false reward promise. And then I'd think, mustn't swear or else Jesus won't give me eternal life when I die. I was a bigger patsy than them. And then, when I was 14, they sat me down, they went, FYI, we're atheists, have been for quite a while. So what had happened was Mum had read a very convincing book about how all religion is a lie. And she sat my dad down and she said, I don't know how to tell you this. I think everything we've based our lives on, how we met in Bible study, how we've raised our children, all our friends, all of that, I think it's all a lie. And Dad apparently said, okay, hun, so what are we, like Satanists? I don't think he even read the book. I think he only went to Bible study to pick up chicks, and then mission accomplished. And confirms my opinion that women should not be allowed to read. Look how she led that poor, innocent young man astray. I'm testing you guys, and it's quite nice. That poor, innocent young 40-year-old man. But then they were like, but what do we do? Like, we don't want to lie to Heidi, but she's only 9 right now, and she's too young to make up her mind. What's the compromise? I know, let's just lie to her for 5 years. So they took me to church every week for 5 years. Maybe I would get in trouble if I didn't go. And then after 5 years, sat me down and said, we're atheists, have been for a while. It's pretty embarrassing how much you love God, actually, to be honest. Because we've been faking it this whole time. You little nerd. Anyway, you're old enough to go on your own now, so we're going to stop, but have fun at church, which we assume you're going to keep going to because you love God so much, you little nerd. And then I said, I don't believe in God. I was only going because I thought you wanted me to go. And they said, no, we were only going because we thought you were. We think life is empty and meaningless. I was like, I think life is empty and meaningless. It was like we're all in like a bank robbing gang and there'd been a horrible admin error and everyone was an undercover cop. No one was actually there to do the crime, but we're all just egging each other on going, I love God. Me too. Oh, let's go to church. You after you. So yeah. So don't believe in God now. I'm going to say something controversial. I don't even believe in ghosts. Might not be controversial with you guys, but is controversial with my great aunt who's here tonight. How's that, guys? We used to argue about whether the ghosts were real or not, and ever since she died, she's been haunting me in a very immature kind of I told you so thing. So I'm not going to dignify her with, yeah. I went to a day spa recently. Thank you. I went to as close as you can get to a day spa in a cost of living crisis. I had minor surgery on the NHS. You must try it. The pampering is wonderful. I highly recommend. Basically, I go for the surgery, but I stay for the general anesthetic. Any other fans of a general? Yes, yes, you are my crowd. Love to switch off. Basically, I'm someone who always wanted to do LSD or ayahuasca, but I'm too much of a scaredy cat. I'm worried I'll be the one that has like a bad reaction or something scary, like makes peace with their parents, something like that. So the closest I can get to any kind of high like that now is to have 5 or 6 medical professionals closely monitoring all of my vitals. So I feel very safe and secure, and then I get to have that general anesthetic buzz. And by buzz, I mean it's literally just you go, oh, do I feel a bit funny? And then you're out. Mwah! Oh, you gotta try it. And have you seen the world right now? The best high you can have is to just blink out of existence for a short period of time. It's worth everything. This guy, always ticking. My friend said about 3 weeks before I had the operation, I was like, have you got any holidays planned? I said, got a holiday planned from this whole guy. Oh, I was excited. And no other holidays. Cost of living. Basically, it's not a sad story, nothing serious or anything. I've just got endometriosis. Everyone know what that is? I feel like you guys are a very switched on crowd. If you don't know, basically it's just period pain, but a doctor has confirmed that it's very sore. So when other people complain about period pain, yes, they're moaning, but when I do it, science says I am a brave little soldier who must be cherished. So basically, reason I had the surgery, I've had it like all my life, and I'd had the surgery years ago, and then I left the endometriosis untreated for like 15 years because I hate to cause a fuss. I'm a shy little flower. I wanted to be tough. I'm very brave. And also, second reason, I'm terrified of GP receptionists. So in terms of actually going to see a doctor about it, I'd made the decision a long time ago that I would rather be in agony 2 days of every month for the rest of my life than have to call a busy lady on the phone and say, can you get the doctor? My tum-tum hurts. So that was my plan. And then basically it all came to a head one night so the way the endometriosis would hit me, I don't know how much details you guys want, but I'm getting the vibe you want very specific details. Yes, I'm getting to it. So basically, the way the pain would hit me is, this is how I describe it to the doctor or to strangers on a bus if they want to chat. It would wake me up in the middle of the night, and I would feel like a steel rod going right up my butt. And then the only way I could lessen the pain was to go to the toilet. But then the pain was so bad, it would make me faint on the way to the toilet sometimes. So I had the classic philosophical dilemma. Go to toilet, but possibly faint on toilet. Or lie on ground near toilet, but possibly go to toilet on ground. Sometimes I didn't have to choose. Women can have it all. You must dream. So basically one night I'd gone to go to the toilet, and then I'd gone, I think I'm going to faint. So I was lying on the ground, and then my wife got up and she found me there, and she was like, oh, you've embarrassed yourself. No, she's a lovely lady. So basically what had to happen, I'm not proud to tell you this, guys. I know that you now consider me to be almost godlike. You look up to me. You never want to see your heroes brought down off the pedestal. But basically what happened is Kat, my wife, had to hold me on the toilet to stop me from fainting while I did my business, looking her dead in the eyes and saying, This is probably the worst Valentine's Day we've ever... So basically after that, I was like, you know what? This is a wake-up call. When I married you, I didn't, expect that you would have to hold me every time I went to the toilet. Obviously, I hoped, but you can't assume these things. So I was like, I've got to get myself organised. It's a wake-up call. So I took that wake-up call, and then about 6 months later, I got round to calling the GP, but then the receptionist sounded very angry that day, so I hung up and then called back a couple of days later, and they were like, don't worry, we're going to give you surgery, put you in for surgery. And then about, I'd say 8 months later, my wife was like, where's that surgery? I rang them up, and they were like, literally no record of you. The NHS, they are manic pixie dream girls. They cannot write anything down. They live in the moment, guys. Don't trust. So then waited again, went in for surgery. Had a very serious anaesthetist you meet beforehand. Very serious. She said, oh, have you ever had general anesthetic before? And I said, I love it. She was not up for that. She got very serious and then told me all the things that could go wrong in the surgery. And I was like, what kind of drug dealer are you? You're really harshing my buzz. I'm here for the ride. Had the surgery. She didn't cut any of the organs she was threatening to cut. All went fine. And then I was woke up by a nurse, and he said, are you in any pain from the surgery you've just had? Because I've got this morphine here. And I said, I've heard great things. But I've never actually had the pleasure. I shall be partaking in your finest morphine, please, sir. So he gave me some morphine. I didn't feel much from it, and then he said after about 20 minutes, he was like, are you still in any pain? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is no pain, 10 is lots of pain. Would you say you're more 1 or more 10? And I said, I think I'm morphine. I want more morphine, please. And then he said, oh, most people don't ask for a second dose. I guess you have a low pain threshold. And I was like, excuse me, sir, I have put up with this for 15 years, not saying anything, probably because of the patriarchy, I'm pretty sure. And now they've lasered me open and lasered my insides like in Star Wars when they cut open the snow llama and then sleep inside him. I'm not a doctor, but I think that's what happened. Someone was in there and they were like, oh, you when they went in there, they went, oh, you were left this for so long because you're so brave. I've added the last bit, but they implied that. Your organs are stuck together, and I was like, I think that's a good thing. Like, I don't want loosey-goosey organs, but they were like, we did what we did, lots of lasering, and then stitch you up. And then this man says to me that I have a low pain threshold. I was like, excuse me, believe women, sir. That's what I wanted to say in my head, but I was so high on... Well, I'm pretty sure all I said was, please, sir, can I have some more? Oliver Twist, just, please, governor. So, like, long story short, guys, you're not going to believe this. I had too much morphine. Who could have seen it coming? Like, not in a terrible way, but I just got very nauseous and, like, my blood pressure was, like, wouldn't rise. And they were like, we can't take you out of the recovery because you're so ill from this morphine and all this. And this other nurse, she was really annoyed because it was, like, late at night and she couldn't go home until I left. She kept looking at me, like, annoyed. I'm like, don't look at me. Look at this guy. Doesn't know how to say no to women. Too emotional. And then she was so keen to get me out of there. She'd call the doctors and they'd be like, what's her blood pressure? No, she has to stay long. And then she went to me, oh, do you have low iron? And I said, no, I literally just had it checked before I came in here and it was fine. And she went, and then she was like, I think you have a thing I have where it doesn't show up on the test, but it is low iron. And I went, oh, really? And then she rings the doctor and goes, we've figured out she has this thing. And then she like winks at me. And I was like, I don't think that's how you diagnose someone. I want to leave. I think she has this thing that's not showing up on any test. But anyway, eventually they took me into the other recovery thing, and then they said, you can leave here as soon as we've seen you do a wee. I don't think that's a medical thing. I think they're just pervs. I think they're like, if you're not paying for the service, you got to pay us somehow. Mama wants to see. But I was like, no worries. I don't want to brag, but I've weed a lot in my life. So I called my wife and went, get in the bloody car. I've got one job. I'll be done by the time you get here. And then Kat arrived. Oh, side note, I am not someone that has ever been bothered by someone like assuming I have a husband or anything like that. I do it myself I get it wrong all the time. We all make mistakes. No, never had a problem. This one nurse, there was only 2 patients, me and this very loud, posh lady, and she didn't have much to remember. Throughout the night, she referred to my wife, who I only ever referred to as my wife, because I like to brag that I have a wife, obviously. She referred to her throughout the night as your friend, your relative, your friend again. And then when Kat was at the door, she said, your wife or husband is here. I was like, this feels pointed now. So anyway, and then Kat got there and looked me in the eye, and she went, you're green. And then I puked just staring at her in the eye. This is a romantic time. And then they went, she hasn't weed yet. I had stage fright or something to do with it, because I knew they were going to get off on it. No. But then they were like, had low blood pressure and kept fainting. They were like, she can't get to the toilet without help. But where the NHS were overwhelmed, we're busy with this loud posh lady. So we've come up with a great idea. And they went to my wife, can you please hold her on the toilet while she... And I was like, but this is why I came in here in the first place. It was that's very circular, is it? You might know, we're dwindling, the ending gets more dwindling. There's no actual point to this story. I just think it's funny how much drugs I had. In the end, I couldn't wee, so they kept me in. The cat had to go home, but it was fun for her to just come and enjoy another toilet trip with me. About a 15-minute round trip for her. And so I think what I learned from it, the moral is, if you have endometriosis, don't be scared by any of the stories. It's all fine, and get it checked. Believe women, unless they are me asking for morphine, then I would question. And actually, not a fan of morphine now. Still a fan of General, but the great drug I had there was they gave me, when I kept vomiting, an anti-sickness drug. Oh my God, guys, it's pretty sweet. It feels pretty good, and then you suddenly don't feel sick. I was like, I guess that was the NHS trying to teach me the metaphor that actually the drug I wanted was to just go back to how I was. So that was really no, thank you. Do not clap that. So now the coda to the story is it's all good now, and then they were like, again, remember they said, also as we said, you're very brave, you took so long to come, my words not theirs but implied, that your organs are stuck together and we can't operate on that again, so we've got a solution, and it's all good. They said, we are gonna inject you for 1 year with induced menopause before you before you actually get menopause, like a try before you buy situation. And so I was like, I didn't know you could inject someone with another lie from Big Pharma. No, not a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy. So basically, they've been injecting me with it, and it's been I think 3 or 4 months now. Oh, I cannot recommend menopause enough, guys. I've had no negative symptoms or anything. I was looking up the list of symptoms. The number 1 symptom of menopause is irritability. You've just met me, but I'm sorry. Have you ever met anyone less irritable? I am so charming, guys. I I think when they met me, I was fine, but they were like, she's so charming. Let's inject her with menopause, make her a bit irritable, give the rest of us a chance. Like, bring her down a peg. My critics will tell you I have lower bone density now, but that's for the birds. I'll believe that when I see it. Oh. But yeah, and so here's my big finish. I hope you're all ready for it. But I do highly recommend general anesthetic and menopause. It's wonderful. But my big finish, so now I'm aware I've just built it up, but I'm confident. So when they said to me, we want to inject you with menopause, want, not need, they are pervs, not necessary. What if I had said, I didn't, but imagine if I had said, menopause, I'm on a bit more than a pause from, because remember I have yes, or okay, or what about more like men stop, or men no thank you, I'm married to a lady. Yes, it's a big finish. You've been so lovely. My name's Heidi Regan.
And that was Heidi Regan. Oh, thank you for a lovely set, Heidi. That was absolutely cracking. So, in terms of what you're talking about, so your opening segment about the spiders and the royals, I think this is absolutely superbly crafted. This is wonderfully one song to the tune of another, wonderful comparison. And I feel like I can kind of like just listening to that, I can feel like the genesis of that bit. Like in a real conversation with your wife, who is a woman, and everything else, like kind of following on from that, and I don't know, I want to get in early with a bit of praise and saying that like one of the things I think you do like super well is like the bridging joke, like the little bit of an aside, a little bit of side observation. So I like a little sort of turn of phrase, mini observation, etc. And I think you're superb at that, and Ben Pope is superb at that, and you are like the best people around for that sort of thing. So like I want to know, like when you're writing these sorts of longer segments, do you like get the bare bones of the story down first and road test that and then fill in the blanks later, or do you fastidiously do like most of the writing up top? Like how many drafts has this bit been through?
It's a good question that my memory is failing me, because this bit is an older one. I feel like this bit there's more and more I'm accepting the fact that my favorite bits and the bits that come naturally are the ones like this, where it's like a little surreal-ish, like flight of fancy.
Yeah.
And I think the flight of fancies come to me quite close to how they end up being. So this one, I think, I'm sure there were a few drafts, but it would have been fairly close to this, because it's I'm letting myself be silly. And it's like, my favorite stuff is if it's stream of consciousness like you would do when you're with your friends being silly. So that's what this one would have been. And it's kind of similar to, I had this routine and another routine about having a sexy role play with my wife, and that was like my like banker routine. And that one, again, it didn't come fully formed, but it came quite close to what it was. Is my long answer of yes.
That's right.
I was like, I just can't remember, so I'll just talk until I remember. I'm gonna say it was not fully formed, but yeah, there would have been little bits that didn't work on stage that I played with, but mostly fully formed. And it would have all come from my constant agony over trying to come up with a way to explain my accent quickly, and it always gets carried away into something like this that is a 4-minute routine.
That's interesting. So why is it so agonizing to explain your accent quickly? Can you say I'm Australian? I realize that there are problems with that claim, but
yeah. Well, I think it's just I think I put so much pressure on myself to come up with a one-liner that's really funny about it, and I never am satisfied with any. So I then do my defense mechanism, which is to turn one line into a 4-minute routine. And then I'm like, oh no, I'm doing another 10-minute spot where 5 minutes of it is about a spider. And I just wanted them to not wonder where I'm from when they hear my accent.
Well, I mean, I think, you're not, like, you're an excellent writer, but you're not a one-line merchant, right? Like, you know, your writing is super tight, but it's not tight in that specific ordered bam, 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 bullet point sort of a way. Like, the flights of fancy are kind of like what we're here for, right? Like, I'm very much wanting, like, frequent flyer miles on the Heidi Regan Airlines in flight of fancy mode, right? Like that's what we're here for.
Yes, but I consider it a defense and a weakness, and I think it's like
no.
when I started stand up, like the first year or two, I remember other comics that were starting same time as me saying, "Oh, like I don't know how you get up and do a whole 5 minutes in one new routine. Like I've only come up with an extra 10 seconds." I was like, I don't know how on earth you get up and confidently do a 10-second joke and not, because it's such a defense mechanism. Because it's like, you didn't like that line? That's barely part of the story.
Yeah,
so
that's not a punchline. That's certainly not a dramatic climax. Yeah. Got it. Yeah. It's interesting. So, I mean, it's sort of like I think it's Mark Twain who said something like, "I apologise for such a long letter. I didn't have time to write a shorter one." It's like, you don't have the preparedness to like do the super edit. Also, like, it's incredibly self-effacing of you. You've sort of done like a reverse martial arts thing of like, instead of taking like your enemy's strength and turning it into a weakness, what you've done is taken your own strength and turn it into a weakness there.
Yes.
Well, explaining away.
Well, from the British, self-deprecating.
So moving on a little bit. So was it really 12 years between coming out and first girlfriend? So I've seen you mention this bit on stage a number of times, and like, I mean, you know, like women are great, and so in the nicest possible way, like, what took you so long?
Oh, as in lack of offers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
As in, I came out and then I was like going on dates and all that, but it was no one that took where we took each other's fancy. It was, I mean, again, I could talk a lot about, and I think other lesbians, especially at the time, like I did not know any lesbians for years, and the only ones I would meet would be if I went out to a nightclub, which was not my forte. So
you don't strike me as the hardcore clubbing type.
No, and again, you go there, even if with the best will in the world, there were not many gay women there. They were all hiding away. So,
so is this? Were you in a sort of a relatively small town?
I was in London. It's a tiny little,
tiny little London.
Yeah.
So few gay people in London,
So
famously,
few.
and that's definitely the case. So I can understand why you had difficulty finding someone. That's,
Well, I think like I made a few lesbian friends on like a literal meetup group, and then I met them all, and we were all like nice friends, but none of us fancied each other. And then it was occasionally go out, never meet anyone. I think it is quite different now. I think there are a lot more open gay, and I mean, literally just looking at comedy, it's so different than it was 9 years ago. It was, now you're like, there's so many queer nights, whereas before that was not the case. So yeah.
I mean, like on the sort of general sort of axes of diversity within the scene, right? Like the booking queer acts is something that I don't even have to try out or monitor in any way. It's just like people that I happen to like and think are good just happen to be some flavour of gay. And it's just like, it's dead easy, right? Whereas like I do have to try for other kinds of diversity in terms of getting in interesting voices and things like that of the required quality in the required numbers. But you know, like the gays just fall from the sky, right? I don't have to do anything, right?
Which and to bring it back to what we were saying before, I did a gig the other night where it was just like a new material night, and I think I struggled because I was in my head about the fact that Mark Biddlestone went on before me, and his two main topics were about being gay and having a therapist, and my opening two jokes were a joke about talking to my therapist, and then the big reveal that I was gay. I got like halfway through it, and I just went, I realized this what Mark has. It's like,
oh wow, and that's I suppose that's the flip side of it. It's like, you know, once upon a time you're a marginalised voice, and now your voice is like so ubiquitous it's a choir, and you need to find a further point of differentiation.
But then also I found out in Edinburgh last year I did a work in progress, so I had the people that came and that I recognised that had come to other, like I've started to build up regulars at my and it's not many queer people. I have a real specific audience, and I don't think my comedy appeals to young lesbians or anything. So I feel like my comedy is not going, hey guys, my big thing is I'm a lesbian. It's I'm more the general quantum leopard audience in general.
Yes. So I mean, our sort of our kind of like as a night, our sort of general demographic is like the median QL punter is somebody who's in their 30s, is somewhat underemployed, overqualified, probably bisexual, probably slightly depressed, right? Like that's kind of. That's our.
Yeah.
We're not young lesbians. I think is.
Well, that's my audience. Also, usually plays D&D or similar. But also, Edinburgh revealed to me again that my dedicated audience are often men in their 50s or 60s who have dragged their wife and daughter along.
Wow. Okay.
And I think they just look at me and they're like, "This lesbian gets me. Finally, a lesbian gets me." And I think we are soulmates. It's most of my buddies, they are usually guys,
That's really interesting. So okay, I imagine that the D&D bit speaks to those gentlemen of a certain age to some extent, perhaps some of them.
I would guess so, but I'm not sure.
So, but what else is part of your appeal to, that sort of middle-aged dad? And I say this as nearly a middle-aged dad myself.
Yeah. I wish I knew, because then I could market it.
Monetize it better.
They're really nice audience, and they make the effort to come and drag their wife and daughter along.
Well, look, it's 3 people. That's a group booking, right? So let's not turn our noses up. Yeah. It's nice. It's one of the reasons why I'm so pleased that whenever we get a whiff of interest from Polycules, because it's like, brilliant. Okay, that's a whole row sorted. Great.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Bring a minibus. Amazing.
Yeah.
So, do you miss God?
Oh, that's a really good question that no one has ever asked me. And I think I probably do, since, I think I would. I miss that, that thought that you could direct all your angst and fear into talking to a imaginary being that you thought was watching. So yeah, I think I do. I think it does feed a lot of my, like I did the show about coincidences and all that. That all comes from that. And I think I funneled it. I think I tried to say in that show, the Matrix show, but I'm not sure it came across. But I think I funneled it into my story structure and all that. Like, there's a part of me that believes, as I'm sure as a fellow comic and that, but I have lived my life by the, well, this is tough, but this is just the bit in the movie where blah, blah. And it's like, there's a part of my brain that thinks that's real. And that's so similar to thinking God has a plan.
Yeah. I suppose it's a pattern. It's a format and a template of putting some meaning on your life and giving order to chaos.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether that's sort of an infinite, benevolent and all-wise creator, or narrative structure with a standard 3-act stamp that you can put on your life, right?
Yeah.
I suppose you could have guidance. So what you're saying is you've replaced the void that's been left by the death of God with like screenwriting.
Dan Harmon's story structure.
There you go. That's the answer. Cool. So for all your spiritual seekers out there, that is apparently the answer. So I mean, like, so did you like lose your faith very conspicuously and noticeably at like a particular age, or is it something that sort of gradually ebbed away? Like, how did that work for you?
I think it was gradual, and I think it was that kind of wussy, like agnostic-y for a bit. Like, I never looked in. Like, my mum and dad, as I think I say in the routine, but like they were hardcore academic Christians.
Oh,
so
wow.
Mum lost her faith by reading lots of books.
Yeah.
For and against, and then whereas I was just like, okay, so if mum and dad don't believe anymore, and I don't feel like bothering with all this, I'm gonna guess they've done enough research, which is terrible. But I just know I have my strengths and my weaknesses, and researching fully is not my strength.
Fair enough.
I'm a vibes lady.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it's ironic that you took your decision to no longer believe in God on faith, which I think is...
Yes.
So that's interesting. So when you say they were sort of academic Christians, do you mean as in like they studied that for a living, like they were theologians, or they just did a lot of reading?
Sorry, I mean just they loved their books and they went to Bible study, and that's how they met.
I see. Okay.
And
Got
then
it.
they
Got
would
it.
and I then went to Sunday school very seriously and like did Sunday school exams, and it was all like
Wow.
learn, and then yeah.
So I was cajoled by social pressure into going to Sunday school as a small child. I didn't realise that there were exams for part of it. I mean, like,
Well, maybe that's why you didn't come third in the state as I did
Whoa.
at age 12. Now,
That's
who
true.
knows how many in the state knew there was an exam, but I beat them.
I think there's that explanation, Heidi. There's also the fact that I might not have been cool enough to become third in the state at the Sunday school exams. So I think
Cool
those
is definitely not the word.
yeah, those are the things that are in my way. So endometriosis. So this sounds like a really harrowing, prolonged experience, and you discuss it with a great deal of candor, but also self-awareness. Like you acknowledge, like throughout this whole bit, your own sort of psychological hurdles in seeking help, and you're very open about the critical incident that made you seek help and the struggles in getting that help through an overworked and under-resourced system. And you've got a lovely little narrative callback with Kat holding on the toilet, which I think is really romantic. You know, that's real sort of in sickness and in health. You know what I mean? You know, this is proof. You mean it. You know, obviously, like she's contractually obliged to participate in that, but it's like, you know, it's nice to actually have her follow through. So so I think we all kind of want to know a little bit, just like how are you doing now?
Well, I I don't know which bits of that I would like to comment on. Like, for example, that set. So that's what I did that as a long story at Edinburgh as a whip this year.
Yeah.
And the plan is I'm doing it in next year as a full hour proper show. And there's I was hesitant at first because my main thing with it was always like you know, I don't want this to be like a woe is me thing. Yeah. Literally, because it's not in my I don't feel like it's a woe is me thing because it was all just funny. I never tell real anecdotes on stage, and I just found the whole experience very funny. Yeah. How excited I was about these drugs, and so the whole fear I've had with it is that anyone will be like, "Are you okay, you poor thing?" Yeah. And so that is. But now I want to do it in the show next year because the whole plan is like I feel like it has become a big metaphor because I love metaphors about pushing down emotions and feelings and putting off dealing with stuff. And it all played out so literally. You could not get a more overt metaphor by the end of what happened. Yeah. So, and like, in terms of how I'm doing, like, fine. It's not an exaggeration in the set where I say I highly recommend menopause. It's like, I've been injected with it for a year now, just over, like, and they said they were going to extend it because, still need it. But I think they said it had meant some of the organs are starting to not be stuck together, which is nice.
That's handy. That's what you want, right?
But also, I genuinely was like, I don't feel any side effects physically at all yet. And just today, I was saying in the last week, I've started waking up boiling hot at 3 a.m. So I think maybe the hot flushes have come for me, or maybe I don't know how to regulate my room temperature. But that's literally it. And I will take that over period pain or periods.
Yeah, particularly sort of endometriosis inflected period pain. Like regular standard off the shelf period pain doesn't look like much fun, and then having it like all over the place, that seems worse.
Yeah. Well, and look, I am brave and tough, which I think I emphasize a lot in the set. Yeah. But obviously you're just like, oh, I thought everyone got it like this, and I think it was living with my wife that made it be like, she was like, no, this is like, you should get this thing because this is it's got out of hand, but it wasn't. It goes through periods and that of feeling too much. But now, like, literally they injected me a few weeks later, no pain since. So nice. You know, if you don't worry about your bone density, go get menopause. That's what I'll say. And that's just for another joke note. When I was watching it back, I was like, oh, that joke. Like, I haven't done that routine for a bit, but that's the one I'm trying. It's my favorite joke in that whole routine. Yeah. And it has not. I haven't perfected it yet to get the laugh I want it to get. But when I say when I performed that at yours, I hadn't actually. The joke is, The joke is I say I've got no side effects, and then I go, my critics will tell you I've got lower bone density, but that's like that's for the birds or whatever. When I did that at your show, I had not yet had the scan they did that showed I have developed osteopenia from the menopause, which is like pre-osteoporosis. So I have literally got lower bone density. So
I thought there was an observation about you actually having the lower bone density, and I thought the reference to the birds was about the birds, like one of the reasons they can fly is because they have lower bone density.
So again, I think my mum or someone, no, in Edinburgh, I said it as a joke. I did the joke on stage, and then I didn't get a laugh, and I said, can I ask you guys, this is a whip, like, what do you think of that joke, blah, blah. And then someone said, oh, I thought the joke, you were saying it because of birds and their bones. And then someone next to them went, no, I thought it was because they don't have lower bone density. And so then someone was Googling whether they had it. My mum and dad were there, and my mum was like, this is my favourite thing at one of your gigs I've ever seen, people debating the bone. I think it was one of my nice loyal fans as well that had come back, that he was doing the Googling.
Yeah, this is the problem if you've got 50-year-old dads, like we will, and I say this again as a nearly but not quite middle-aged dad myself, I'm like, look, if somebody asks an apparently rhetorical question, particularly if they're a woman, we are going to try and answer it. Like, that's an inherent urge.
Yeah,
like, there's no overcoming that.
No shade. I literally specifically asked him.
Yeah,
I stopped and said, please, can you guys tell me what?
Yes.
So I think then I dropped the bird bit because that wasn't my intention with the joke, and I was worried it was distracting, but so that's my long way of saying I'm doing well, but I am having to go do lots of bone exercises now.
What is a bone exercise? Is it just like drinking a glass of milk? Like what do you have to do?
Again, if you this is not rhetorical, if you have any listeners who are qualified physios and would like to tell me, because I can't afford the personal trainer, but from YouTube and Google I've been doing lots of squats with weights. That's really good.
Yeah.
And things where you jar yourself a little bit, and jogging is maybe not enough. I think like jumping up and down, things like that. Riding a bike's not going to do anything. Neither is swimming. You just need things where you jolt the bones.
Oh, jolt. Okay, so it's like you're providing a bit of shock to.
Yes.
That's interesting. And the bones get stronger as a result of that?
Apparently, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But first I had to strengthen the muscles because I'd gone jogging and hurt my knee. Because of all this osteopenia.
I mean, it is this sort of like training through toughness and suffering. It is a bit like your bones are sort of, like Boomer's idea of like a good dose of national service will sort them out, right? It's like, a good dose of suffering will sort out your bone density.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, lovely. So we've got a couple of questions from some of our regulars. So Autumn would like to know, what's your favourite D&D class?
So...
perhaps we should explain to anybody who's not familiar with this that you and Sophie Duke are, I believe, both doing a game on the official D&D site, and that's like quite a big thing, is my understanding. I'm reliably informed.
It could be, and I don't think I understood at the time that. So
okay.
When you're like, oh, I'd like a do-over of that one, actually. Please.
Okay, fair enough.
I tried my best, but
Yeah.
So I always like to be like from my youth, I'm not even sure this is a class. My favorite thing when I first played it with my brother, I was a elf or a half elf ranger.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Does that count?
Yeah, a ranger is definitely a class. An elf and half elf are races. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So I like to go ones where I have like a bow and arrow and all that kind of thing, and then, like forest craft and all that.
Okay,
all that
so
crap.
You like, so you like to have bone jarring experiences up trees.
Yes.
No direct confrontation, like pushing some of your problems down and away, and then like stopping them from a distance.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
I mean, like racially predisposed to go on flights of fancy. Is that that's what you're saying?
Yes, and I don't know how you saw through me, sir.
I've just I natural 20 on my perception check. I think that's clearly what it is. Cool. And Jeffa would like to know: would you rather never roll a crit again, or only ever roll nat 1s and nat 20s?
So, does that mean would I rather Or never get a 1 or a 20, or only get 1s and 20s.
Yes.
So they're asking that in terms of like, would I like to live a life of mediocrity or a life on the edge with the highs and lows?
I think Jeff is asking, do you have ADHD? I think that's the underlying basis of the question.
Well, yes, I have had a diagnosis.
Okay, there we go. So going with only nat 1s and nat 20s, is that the answer?
Yeah. Well, I've always said that when I moved to London, I felt like, I'm just applying this metaphor now to that in retrospect. Yep. I was living in my hometown first of Newcastle and then Sydney, and I said that in Sydney life felt very nice and easy and very straight line, no wobbles. Yeah. And then I moved to London and suddenly I had the dizzying highs and the terrifying lows, to quote, I think, Homer Simpson. And so I think I chose the 1s and the 20s.
The nat 1s and nat 20s. Critical success and critical fail life. Yeah. Yeah, London is not a city that's pleased to see you, let's be honest.
No, really not.
Love yourself. So, Heidi, if there's one thing you could say to yourself at the age of 18, what would it be?
I would say in 5 years, try stand-up comedy.
Cool. Okay. When did you actually start stand-up comedy?
I was in early 30s and it felt a bit too late.
Yeah, fair enough. But 23 is like the right amount of time. You've got a bit of life experience, but still got the energy and the bone density to do it.
Yeah. But also, I say that, I shouldn't say that. I think I have reminded myself I shouldn't think like that, because I think if I'd started then, I might have crashed and burned by, it might have been too harsh a world of comedy for fragile little 23-year-old Heidi.
Okay. So you're going to give...
I've changed what I've said.
Yeah, you're going to give this 18-year-old this advice and then immediately rescind this advice. Do you have any better advice?
I'll say just be nicer to yourself. You're very harsh on yourself. Yeah, I'll go the classic.
All right, that's fine. That's lovely. Okay, super.
Instead of going, oi, get up and do some stand-up, you loser. Stop in your life.
Yeah, it's fine. Stay there and rot for another 7 years. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all going to work out fine.
You should love yourself enough that you don't need stand-up. That's what I should be saying.
Okay. Yeah, that's I think loving yourself in life is cheating, really. That seems like an unfair advantage.
It really is. And people who do, you know what, go be happy somewhere else, because you're really harshing my buzz.
Yes, that is extremely wise. I think a wonderful point to end it on. Lovely stuff, Heidi. So, thanks so much for chatting. That was a lovely set as well. What if people want to catch up with your stuff? Where should they seek you out? What have you got to plug?
If you look on my socials, Instagram, TikTok, whatever the equivalent of Twitter we're all on whenever you hear this.
Probably Blue Sky.
Go on there for funny videos and also gig alerts. And I also have a podcast with Nathan Darcy Roberts and Stuart Laws called There Will Be Film, and it's about films.
Yeah, lovely stuff. Excellent, and lovely. Well, thanks so much for chatting, Heidi. Love to see you and speak soon. Bye.
Thank you.
That was the Quantum Leopard podcast. If you want to catch a live show in London, look us up at Linktree/Quantum Leopard to sign up to the mailing list. We will never take advertising because advertising is cultural poison, but from each according to their ability to each according to their need. So if you enjoyed our guests in your ears, but would like them in your eyes as well, we have videos of whole shows up on patreon.com/Quantum Leopard. We only charge when a new live show video comes out. If you enjoyed the show, why not give us a 5-star review on your podcast platform of choice and or share this episode on the socials. Editing was by Rhys Lawton, who is conventionally attractive and fun at parties. Music was composed and produced by Rooks Production Services at I Am Rooks on the socials. That's Rooks with an E. The Quantum Leopard podcast is distributed and licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives 4.0 international license, which means you can share it as much as you like, but don't change it or sell it in any way, because I will find out where you live. Kind love and see you soon. Bye.
It's reminding me, during the pandemic, I was on a Zoom to my agent and her cat started to choke to death on something in the Zoom, and my agent was just like, excuse me a moment. And then I just sort of go, oh dear. And she had to like shove her fingers down the cat's throat and just came back on the Zoom going, I'm so sorry, my cat just nearly died. Yeah, I think it was fine. That's a completely buried pandemic memory that you just unearthed. So that's nice.